This is Slipperynip, and he just achieved his first world record in 16 star. He doesn't use facecam or a microphone, and that's caused people to speculate about his identity. But either way, he's undeniably one of the best, and he is about to wreak havoc on 16 star. However, before we can talk about what he's about to do, we have to go back in time, because his history is maybe one of the most interesting of any speedrunner ever. This is the story of Super Mario 64's most mysterious speedrunner. If you look at speedrun.com, Slipperynip's first submitted run is a 15:58 on August 9th, 2018. That obviously isn't his first run. Nobody gets sub 16 on the first try. So when did he really start? Well, that question is actually a lot harder to answer than you'd think. His Twitch channel was created in 2012, but there's no trace of any VODs or clips pre-2018. With his first highlight being a 16:32 from that year. But the truth is, he started way before that, specifically around 2016. In the early days, he wouldn't record or stream, just speedrun for the love of the game and nothing more. He started with 70 star, but eventually made his way to 16, and he slowly lowered his times down until his eventual stream debut in 2018, when he began streaming his attempts with no mic or camera. Everyone was confused. Who is this guy who just came out of nowhere with a top 25 time? Before anyone could even answer that question though, Slipperynip started making even bigger moves. First, he'd take his 16 star time down by over 30 seconds in just 2 months, getting a 15:28 on October 16th, 2018. Good enough for 7th place. Additionally, on January 18th, 2019, Slip took his talents to 16 star no LBLJ, which loses around 35 seconds over the standard LBLJ route. In this run, he got 2nd place and was only 3 seconds behind 1st. What this means is Slipperynip got 7th place in 16 star and 2nd in 16 star no LBLJ, only 5 months removed from his first submission. This was absolutely unheard of, so runners and mods were looking for answers, and conveniently, one of the most legendary speedrunners ever sort of fit the bill. Slipperynip is one of the most recognizable names in all of speedrun, and they're known for their reign over 120 and 70 star in the early to mid 2010s, breaking several minute barriers in both categories, and pioneering speedrunning live streams as a whole. Unfortunately though, in 2014, Slipperynip sort of disappeared, erasing everything from social media and leaving behind a barren Twitch channel and a storied collection of world records. This disappearance, along with Slip's mystique, caused runners to believe it may be an alt account. All of that leads us to a tweet by Puncation on the day of Slip's 2nd place run. Why upcoming 16 star runner Slipperynip is Slipperynip's alt. He's made alts before, both names start with S, and they both have nipples. It must be him. This tweet is definitely a joke, but maybe it had some truth in it. Who on the planet has the skill to get that good in just 5 months? Let alone a guy who doesn't use Twitter or Discord and just plays the game. It would make so much sense if it was someone on an alt, playing the game, trying to get a good 16 star time without all the attention from streaming on a channel with 100,000 followers. But alas, there was no proof, and everything seemed legit, so Slip kept getting better and better, joining Ouija and Aki on the podium in July of 2019. With Slip balancing speedrunning and his full-time job, that would be his last PB of 2019, and he was swiftly kicked out of the top 3. He kept grinding though, and on the first day of 2020, Slip reclaimed his spot in the top 3. With a 15:09, Slip was back in 3rd place and a world record was just 5 seconds away. Along with that, 3 runners now had a 15.0x, meaning a sub 15 is not only possible, but inevitable. And Slip, Dowski, and Aki were all looking ready to go for it. People weren't even sure Slip wasn't an alt, and here he was, in position to claim a world record in one of the most prestigious games. Slip claimed his first world record in Super Mario 64 on February 27, 2020, only a year and a half after his first submitted run. By now, it was obvious he wasn't an alt, and hardly anyone believed that in the first place, but that raises the question, who is Slipperynip? Even though he might not be Siglemic disguised as a 16-star runner, Slip's rise was still very odd, and we still had yet to even hear his voice. After this record, his streams saw big growth, and if he kept going, he could have been the first to get 14, but after March, he went silent. But the thing is, Slip was about to reveal to the world something we've all been waiting on since 2018. On July 31st, 2020, Slip made a deal that he'd go live with Mike, and after almost flaking, he got donated bits and felt bad, so finally, we got to hear him speak.
No, this isn't my real voice. Sorry to fool you guys. What? Dude. Manmud, what are you doing, man?
We finally all got what we wanted, but even more important than that, Slip was determined to get 14, and he started streaming a lot more, and he started growing fast. By 2021, his channel exploded, averaging over double what he had in 2020, with his speedruns also improving. It all came to a head on February 23rd, when he got on a run that was on pace for a sub 15. He had runs similar to this pace all throughout the end of 2020,
Dude, no. Holy shit, dude. Fucking choke. Choke dick, dude. Choke on dick all night. Holy fuck.
but this run was different. He didn't get the 14, but still, he claimed second place and was only 1 second behind first place. So Slip decided to begin the push to claim the world record once again. However, before all of that, there was something Slip needed to do. He's real. The most mysterious Mario 64 runner finally showed us what he looked like, and it was time for Slip to get the 14. And that summer, he persevered through the terrible grind just to shave 0.4 off of his personal best. And on June 27th, 2021, he was barely on pace for a PB into Bowser in the Sky. And if he hit the new time save at the end, he'd actually have some time to lose. after hitting all 3 throws, all of the feelings of the last 2 years of grinding hit him. Yeah, no, I'm just kidding. It looks like he doesn't even care. How do you even do that? After 14, it would have made sense if he decided to take some time off and work on something else. But Slip, he had other plans. After a year and a half, Slip was recrowned as the world record holder, achieving a 14:56.03, while also going back to his roots using no cam or mic. This run was great. With some time loss in HMC, it was clear the record had a lot of room for improvement. It stood for 3 months and became the final run in Summoning Salt's world record progression, immortalizing this record forever. You guys may know the rest of the story. Green Squeegee took the record in December, and it's been his since. But the story of Slipperynip is far from over, as he is the one man who has been able to keep the gap more reasonable. The end of 2020 into the beginning of 2022 was anticlimactic for Slip, but in the end, he stepped it up. On March 9, 2022, Slip got a 14:54.420, third place, right behind Ouija's 14:53. This run was the first with Slip becoming a VTuber, and in doing so, he beat his 14:56 from 7 months prior. This run had some mistakes in Bowser in the Sky, and some time loss in throws, but nonetheless, it was a new personal best. The next PB wouldn't take nearly as long to happen, as Slip nearly got his first sub 1450 with a 1450.69 on April 23rd, 2022. This run was really good, having a very solid Bowser in the Sky and cleaning up throws, putting him back in 2nd place.
That's not a goal, dude. No way. That ending sucked.
Unfortunately, this is where Slip had to endure one of the worst droughts I've ever seen in Super Mario 64. The grind for 14 4X is maybe the toughest grind I have ever witnessed. He had so many paces into throws, into Sky, into BLJs, but none were ever enough to shave just that last 0.7 off of his PB.
You're kidding. You're fucking kidding me, dude. What the fuck, man?
The 4X proved to be his toughest battle, but Slip had always come out on top through sheer will and dedication. 14 took forever, but he did it. Reclaiming the world record took an entire summer, so what can stop Slip from getting 4X? The answer? Nothing.
Oh my god, dude. Oh my fucking god. Holy shit. Dude. Dude. It's fucking finally over, dude. I finally got 4x, dude. Holy shit. Oh my god. Oh my god, dude. Dude, a fucking year of not PBing none. Holy shit, dude. I am so relieved right now, dude. I am so fucking relieved, dude. Oh my god, dude. Oh god. You guys don't even know, man. You don't fucking know. I just don't even know what to say, dude. I'm just at a loss for words. I can't believe this is my first 4x, dude. A 44. Probably a 45, but I mean, still, dude, like... I was expecting to get a 49 or a 48 or some shit, dude. Jesus, dude. Thank goodness. I finally fucking clutched it, dude.
He crushed it with a 1444 on August 14th, 2023. Slipperynip pushed through, never stopping even when it felt impossible. It's inspiring, and I have so much respect for someone who can throw themselves at something like that for so long and never give up. It's something anyone can appreciate, somebody who's willing to do anything just to perfect their craft. And as a bonus, we finally got a reaction out of him. He's not a robot. The 1444 was so good, with hardly any mistakes and really solid all around. But after 4x, Slip didn't want to stop. He could get sub 1440. The run was far from perfect, and so he kept going. And 3 months passed without much. Maybe 14.3x is a little ambitious. But no, on November 20th, 2023, Slip got on a run that was barely green into Bowser in the Sky. So with a great ending, it could at least PB.
Dude, I don't know how I just pulled this out of my ass. Holy fuck, Oh my god, dude. Dude, what the fuck? Guys, I don't know how I pulled this run out of my ass tonight. I just like fucking tied. It just goes to show, man. It just goes to show. No matter how bad it is, how bad you think it is, how shitty your runs are at a given time, you never fucking give up. It could happen at any fucking moment, dude.
With a nearly perfect BLJs in Sky, he got a 1441, a 3-second PB, and 1 step closer to 14.3x. The run, while still second place, widened the gap between third and proved Slip is capable of more. And if we know anything about Slipperynip, he will never give up. This video is a project I always wanted to do. I found Slip in 2020, and it's a big reason I started speedrunning and even making videos. Thank you for watching, hope you guys enjoyed it. Please follow Slip, comment on the video, it helps out, and subscribe and like for more. Hope you have a great day. And I also hope I did this justice, because I love Slip, but if I didn't, let me know if it sucks.